Hello everyone, welcome to Twisted Serenity with Mimi. Thanks for clicking on my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created some farmhouse pieces using Dollar Tree items. Now don't forget to comment which was your favorite down below, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Now you could craft with me, or you can sit back and relax and watch the video. Let's get started. Okay, so for our first one, we're starting off with two of these little chalkboard houses that we got from Dollar Tree, and a crate with the one with the handles from Dollar Tree, the flat ones. And now we are going to start off by staining everything with Waverly chalk paint antique wax, and obviously we're putting it on and wiping it off with our baby wipe. Now I'm going to stain the inside of the box all around, the outside of the houses, the front and the back of the border. But before we do that, make sure you remove the labels from the houses and rip off the hangers from the houses as well. When I did rip off the hangers, it did leave like a little indent inside the house, but that's fine. And I'm a clumsy painter, I'm a clumsy crafter, I'm a messy crafter, I will admit that. So if you happen to get your antique wax on your chalkboard, just wipe it off. It's not going to do anything, it's black anyways, nobody will ever know. Why do you think I'm always wearing black clothes? My kids get me dirty, nobody will ever know. Anyways, moving on. We grab some of these dowels and we stain 3 dowels as well. 2 of the dowels are the more skinnier ones, and make sure you get use a chunkier one because we are going to make a caddy crate basically. So then we grab 4 beads and we stain those as well. Now we are going to start assembling our crate together. So we use some hot glue and we attach it to the bottom of our house, and we glue one side of our crate to the house and then our other house to the other side of Okay, so now that we have our houses assembled, we're going to take our dowels and we're going to measure them and cut them down. We're going to put 1 dowel at the bottom of the crate, and then we're going to put the second dowel on the top of the crate. That's just giving us a little type of border for our crate. We're going to do that to this side, and we're going to do it to the other side as well. Everything we do to one side, we always do it to another. Well, usually. Okay, so now we grab our thicker dowel and we cut it down, and we are going to attach it. So to attach it, we use some hot glue, and we're going to stick it in the indents that the hanger left behind when we pulled it off. So we're basically just covering up those little gap holes that it left. So after we do that, we take our 4 wooden beads and we are going to glue them onto the bottom of our crate, and that is it. Our crate is done. Now you can stick anything inside this crate. You can do whatever you want. These little cactus, like little ceramic pieces, are so cute. I picked them up from Dollar Tree, and I only saw them at one of my local Dollar Trees, so I had to grab them. You could use this for greenery, for anything you like. So I decorated with my little greenery cactus pieces and my little log pieces, and I call it a day. Okay, so I'm in love with this one. So we're grabbing our tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree and we're lining them up. At first I do 8 at the bottom and then 8 on the top, but once I put my wood round piece in there, I see that's a little too big, so I take 1 away from the top and 1 away from the bottom, so we're left with 7. I attach all the bottom pieces together, all the top pieces together, and then I just glue, using wood glue and hot glue, I just glue the top and the bottom pieces together as well. So I grab a round dowel. I'm not sure the size of it, but it's the same thickness of a sponge brush that you could get at Dollar Tree. So if you don't have any dowels, just cut down a paintbrush, the sponge ones, and you could use those. So I cut 4 pieces down and I sand them roughly about a little less than 2 inches. Now I'm going to stain all my pieces. with Waverly Chalk Paint Antique Wax. Throughout the whole video, that's basically the only color that I am going to use for all of our pieces. I stain our little Jingle Block platform and all of our dowels. Okay, so now that everything's dried up, we are going to attach our dowels to each of the four corners. This project is so simple, yet it's so beautiful. So this is going to be our coaster, our coaster. Am I saying that right? Coaster? Our coaster holder. Now I took 4 wood rounds. I believe I picked up this pack at Walmart. And I made this little decal on my Cricut. Now I saw a decal like this or similar to this one online, but why pay for something if you can make it yourself? So I just googled some arrows, and then I already had like the Farmhouse font on my Cricut, downloaded to my Cricut. So I just made it myself and transferred it onto our little wood rounds. And I did put some clear wax over it to protect it, since we will be using it for coasters and drinks. Now, if you don't have these wood rounds, Dollar Tree does have so many like wood circle pieces that they brought in. You could use those, or you don't even have to use anything that's round. You could use a square piece if you have to, a wood piece. I set all 4 coasters in our little holder, and that is it. I'm in love. Okay, so I grab a candle holder from Dollar Tree and these little bowls. I'm clumsy, see? These 3-pack of plastic bowls from Dollar Tree as well. I like it because of the design they have on it. Yes, I'm sanding down plastic because I just want to make it a little bit duller, so when we paint over it, to take away that little bit of shininess to it and for the paint to adhere onto it. Now, I'm going to paint these with Waverly Chalk Paint in the color white. You can spray paint them. I always say, do as you please. Do whatever fits your decor. This is, like I always say, this is what fits my decor, so this is what I do. So I paint the bowl with Waverly Chalk Paint and the candle holder with Waverly Chalk Paint, and those are our base coat first. Now I do a paint inside the bowl as well, because whatever you put something inside of your planter, or you know, your holder, your little pillar holder, whatever, I always feel like the inside always pops through a little bit and you always could see it. So I do always paint the inside of my things as well. Okay, so now that we have everything dried from our white chalk paint, I grabbed a bristle brush from Dollar Tree. I love this brush. I mean, this brush, I use it for like every time I'm using my Waverly wax. This brush is so good, and it's already getting a little old on me, so I have to go get some new ones because the little bristles are coming off. But basically, I'm going up and down motion and painting the bowl and the pillar because I wanted to have like a faux wood like effect on the bowl and the pillar together. And I do paint it twice in this way. I do let them dry in between each coat. It's so pretty. I don't know about you guys, but I love the way that looks. Now it's all dried. You can leave it like that if you want to, but of course I love my distressing. So I grabbed my plaster Waverly Chalk Paint and I distressed the bowl and my candle holder. Okay, we have our pieces done. No more painting for this project, I promise. Now, what I found so perfect is that the candle holder fit exactly inside the indentation of the bowl. So I was able to glue, I just ran hot glue around the rim of the bowl, and I stuck the candle holder right inside there, and I glued it right on top of it, inside of it basically. For video purposes, I use hot glue, but of course, if you want that permanent hold, use E6000 or the super gel hot glue as well. That stuff works awesome. But we have it all done. Now you could stick, vase filler in here. I'm just taking my greenery and I'm just gonna make it into a planter, and that is it. I honestly love the way this piece came out. Okay, this one's going to be so quick. We grab a windmill from Dollar Tree, of course, in the gardening section, and some wood pieces or tumbling tower blocks, whatever you need to. I just wiggle that piece back and forth to rip off the welcome sign. So we're just left with our windmill. Now I cut down the wood block piece that I had, and I cut it into two pieces, roughly around 6 inches long, 5 to 6 inches long, and I'm just sanding down the pieces, and we are going to stain them with Waverly chalk paint, antique wax, of course. I didn't notice until I picked up a couple of these windmills that they bring them in different colors. One's like an off gray blue color, and then this is like the more silver one. So I take my windmill and my antique wax, and I want my windmill to look rusted. So I just go around the edges with my little bristle brush, and I go over the windmill as well. The more rusted to me, the better. Like I said, you can leave it as is, or you can even do like the galvanized. The more galvanized look on it, it's completely up to you. Okay, so I grab my wood pieces and I take some hot glue and I attach our wood pieces together to make it one full like little block. Now I grab the windmill and the super glue gel, and I put some spots of the super glue gel and others for that permanent hold, since it is metal, and some hot glue, and I'm going to glue our windmill right where the crease of the blocks are, right on top of it. And that is it. It's done. This piece is so cute. I think it came out adorable. And what's more farmhouse than a windmill? Of course, what's more farmhouse than a windmill? Like, you can't have farmhouse decor without a windmill. My opinion, at least. Okay, so this wood round hello sign. This is Dollar Tree, one of Dollar Tree's newer items. So I use my heat gun, and I'm going around the hello because I want to peel that off, because I do want to paint underneath. And like I said, I'm a very messy, clumsy crafter, and I'm not going to do the painting with the hello on there, because I would be going back and forth between the wood round and the hello like a million times trying to clean up my mess. So I grab my spatula and I start peeling off the wood word. I did so good. I was so proud of myself. I thought I was going to make it all the way without cracking it, and right when I got to the letter H, I cracked the darn thing. But it's no worries. Remember, perfect imperfections. Something's always going to come up. Something's always going to happen. We keep going forward. So I flipped it around anyways, because I didn't want to use that side, because the way they had that glued on, it made so many indentations inside of the wood round. So I just flipped it around and I just sanded the wood round up. And then I'm going to grab masking tape, and I'm going to put masking tape on the middle of the board, because we are going to paint one of our bottom half with Waverly chalk paint, the color ink, and then we are going to stain the upper half with Waverly antique wax. I just love peeling off like the masking tape and stencils. I've said this before, and you get like that perfect line. It doesn't always happen for me, so when it does, I get so excited. So once we peel it up, we are just going to move the tape down and crease it on the line, like basically put it right on the line so we could do the upper part in antique wax. Now it did smudge a little bit. You can see when I'm going to pick up the tape, it did smudge a little bit, but that's fine. To me, it looks pretty. It kind of looks like that little ombre look, but I'm good with that. So we grab our hello word, and I'm grabbing Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, and I'm going to paint over our hello word and then distress it with the antique wax as well, just a little bit on the outer border to give it more dimension. And once again, that is my baby in the back. I'm never left alone. Life of a single mama here. I don't get a second to even breathe by myself. So I do apologize for that, but you will always hear him in the back. Okay, so I had the hello piece together, but I didn't let it sit for long enough. So we are going to glue it on top of our wood round. I'm just grabbing some hot glue and putting it all around our letters. And I'm going to place it on there, kind of like a little bit lower from the middle. Like I said before, I'm horrible at bows, but I did attempt to make a burlap bow, and I grabbed some lamb's ear. So I just cut a couple pieces down. I placed it on the top of our little wood round sign, and I put the bow over it, and that is it. You can make a hanger for this, but I kind of want to put mine standing, so you could do as you please. I was thinking even a little beaded hanger will look pretty for this as well. I really hope that you guys enjoy these DIYs. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on that bell notification to be notified when I post my next video. If you are watching this and you have subscribed to my channel, I do appreciate you, and I do thank you so much. And always remember, this world could throw you twists and turns, but always make good choices. To the next one, you guys.